Video topic: how cosmetic surgery is slowing down human evolution. Evolution made one fatal assumption, that survival would always depend on adaptation, not appearance. But in the last 50 years, something unprecedented happened. Humans didn't just adapt to their environment, we started redesigning ourselves. And the question nobody wants to ask is this: what happens to evolution when natural selection is replaced by cosmetic selection? I want to be crystal clear. This is not meant to shame anyone, nor is it about morality. This is about biology and why cosmetic surgery may be quietly slowing down human evolution. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. Evolution isn't a belief system, it's a philosophy, it's a mechanism. Traits survive when they help organisms reproduce. Traits disappear when they don't. For hundreds of thousands of years, humans' faces, bodies, and proportions were shaped by environmental pressure, sexual selection, genetic inheritance. Attraction wasn't random, it was biological data, a signal of health, fertility, and survival potential. But cosmetic surgery introduces something evolution has never dealt with before: artificial traits that don't exist in DNA. Human physical traits change over generations through a mix of natural selection and sexual selection. Natural selection favors features that help people survive and raise children in particular environments, such as skin pigmentation adapted to local sunlight, or genetic variants that improve immunity and metabolism as diets and diseases change. Sexual selection, on the other hand, favors traits that improve mating success, like certain body shapes, facial features, or signals of health and fertility that potential partners tend to prefer. Many visible traits in humans are shaped by both forces at once, reflecting a balance between surviving in a given environment and being chosen as a mate. Cosmetic surgery doesn't alter genetics, it alters perception. That's the disruption. When attraction is based on surgically altered traits, reproduction decisions are no longer aligned with inherited biology. A trait can now appear dominant, even if it's biologically irrelevant. Evolution relies on feedback loops. Cosmetic enhancement breaks that loop. And once feedback disappears, so does directional evolution. There's another effect nobody talks about: homogenization. Across cultures, clinics advertise the same features: similar noses, jawlines, similar lips, similar proportions. Diversity is the fuel of evolution, but cosmetic trends reward conformity. When millions chase the same artificial aesthetic, variation collapses, and without variation, evolution stalls. Research and expert commentary indicates that cosmetic surgery has become more common worldwide, with rising demand for procedures like fillers, rhinoplasty, Botox, especially among younger people. While local cultures still value different features, such as fair skin in parts of East Asia or curvier bodies in parts of Latin America, global media and advertising have helped spread more standardized, often Eurocentric ideals, including smoother skin, slim bodies, and symmetrical faces. High visual platforms like Instagram, TikTok, and Snapchat intensify these trends by constantly showing edited, idealized faces and bodies, which can increase appearance anxiety, normalize cosmetic procedures, and directly drive interest in specific trending treatments. At the same time, social media has also amplified body positivity and diversity movements, encouraging some people and clinics to focus on enhancing rather than erasing ethnic and individual features, leading to a more mixed landscape of both standardization and visible variety in beauty norms. In the past, biology set the limits. Today, technology overrides them. Filters, fillers, surgery. We are no longer selecting mates based on genetic signals, but on manufactured ones. What this means is that evolution isn't being guided, it's being bypassed. Biology can't adapt to something it can't detect. Here's where it gets darker. When artificial traits become normalized, natural traits feel inadequate by comparison. That increases demand for modification, which further shifts the baseline, creating a loop with no genetic anchor. Evolution doesn't evolve towards insecurity. That's a man-made condition. Exposure to altered or idealized appearances, such as heavily edited photos or perfect bodies in media and on social platforms, consistently predicts more negative self-perception in psychological and sociological research. Experimental and meta-analytical studies show that viewing appearance-ideal images causes small to moderate increases in body dissatisfaction, negative mood, and pressure to match thin, fit, or otherwise idealized beauty standards in both women and men, mainly through constant social comparison. People who frequently edit their own photos or use filters often report lower perceived attractiveness and self-esteem, partly because they begin to see their real appearance as falling short of their optimized online image, a pattern linked to self-objectification, body shame, and disordered eating risk. Over time, Repeated exposure encourages internalization of cultural beauty ideals, treating these images as personal goals, which strengthens rigid beauty standards and makes self-worth more dependent on looks, especially among adolescents and people with less stable self-concepts. However, newer studies also point out that exposure to body-positive or diverse content can buffer some of these harms by widening what is seen as acceptable or attractive, suggesting that not all online appearance-related content has the same psychological impact. Cosmetic surgery isn't evil, but it is evolutionarily disruptive. For the first time in history, appearance can be detached from genetics, selection can ignore heredity, attraction can be engineered, evolution slows not because humans stop changing, but because change stopped meaning anything biologically. Evolution doesn't care about beauty standards, it cares about inheritance. And when inheritance no longer determines attraction, evolution loses its steering wheel. The real question isn't whether cosmetic surgery is right or wrong, it's whether humanity understands the trade-off. Because when a species edits the mirror instead of the genome, evolution doesn't disappear, it just stops listening. Just something to think about. Like and subscribe, it takes you 2 seconds, but it helps me out more than you can imagine. Love you guys.